The GOP and the Romney campaign have worked overtime to deny Paul supporters a place on the convention floor. Paul has 5 states, Louisiana, Oregon, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, and Maine, which grants official recognition on the floor, but this has been blocked by Romney's lawyers. According to the New York Times, Paul turned down chance to speak at the convention because he would not allow Romney's team to go over his speech with a fine-tooth comb. Paul's campaign manager, Jesse Benton, did not consider the RNC seating sub an issue, however. No, of course not. He's a Benedict Arnold. He's a Ron Paul traitor. He's a Ron Paul campaign, sabotager. He's a Republican Rhino collaborator. Because, folks, Romney's not even a Republican. First off, he was a Democrat before he became a Republican. Second off, he's pro-abortion, pro-world government, pro-Federal Reserve, pro-victim disarmament. Do you really want me to go on and on and on? There's over 100 ways that he's really just another globalist. Just like Obama. Obamni. Robomni is just like Obamni. Obama. This is his quote, by the way. This is a quote from Jesse Benton. "I am glad so many of our delegates get to sit close together," he said. Oh yeah. That's what you're glad about. Benton apparently attempted to sabotage, just like he sabotaged the entire campaign. Just like he helped the Republicans steal votes. He's a Ron Paul sabotager. With a campaign manager like Jesse Benton, who basically... With a campaign manager like Jesse Benton, you don't even need opposition at that point. You already have it. Benton apparently attempted to sabotage the Fall Festival held in Tampa on Sunday. In the video below, Peter Schiff reads a text message Benton sent to the festival's organizer, Deborah Robnett. The text proves that Jesse Benton of the Ron Paul campaign intentionally sabotaged Paul Festival and the Ron Paul supporters who organized it, writes Gary Franchi of RTR.org. And there's a video on that right here. So, and it's really not a surprise. Jesse Benton is a scumbag who basically was, he's just scum. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all these scams and these games that are played on people. And they're just trying to take, they're trying to manipulate. Here's the thing. They're trying to manipulate us against each other, and that doesn't work. So then they demonize us, and then they put us literally on the fringes of society. Literally, by seating us far away from everyone. And it sickens me. But, of course, these attacks are expected, right? We are, after all, America. We're the last of America, basically. That's what Ron Paul supporters represent, the last of America. We'll be right back.
I was lost in the lakes and the shapes that your body makes, that your body makes, that your body makes, that your body makes. against resolve. I could tell then and there we were formed from the clay and came from the rocks for the earth to display. They told me to be careful out there where the wind blows a venomous rage through your hair. They told me to be careful out there where the wind rages through your hair.
That was Rocky Spine. So, anyways, basically on the subject of, I was talking with somebody in the chat. I think it's from the Liberty Shark Radio. Anyways, I was talking with him about the fact that basically our government is gone. I mean, it basically doesn't exist anymore, and a lot of people still believe that the system is still there and it somehow still works for them. And clearly, I mean, that's obviously not true. They stole the election from Ron Paul, but it's not even real. It's rigged. The entire system is rigged, okay? It's always been rigged, especially with the installation of the Diebold systems, which you vote on, which George Soros from an offshore computer controls. So that the entire election is rigged, folks. Okay? So, but it's not, I hate to burst people's bubbles, but everyone says, oh, well, these bankers have such political influence. No, they don't. No, politics is a game that they get you to play. They would have to be playing the game in order for them to be political. They're not political. They just set the agenda. People have no idea how much control that they really are under. But I mean, this is the reality that we face on a daily basis. But the cool thing is, no matter how many people are in a trance, it only takes a small minority of people to wake up, swallow the red pill, to defeat these globalists, because they are a small minority themselves. So, who cares about the spineless jellyfish? We should be more focused on those who are beginning to wake up, so, and it's really exciting what's going on, in the world today. We're heading towards a point where people are deciding, you know what, we don't need a leader, I can lead myself, and that is what the Founding Fathers would be proud of, because that's what they were trying to do from the beginning, but people were just too sheepish, I guess. So they wanted a system where they were led. So, we need to get past all of that. We don't need leaders. It's not about Angel Diaz. It's not about Alex Jones. It's not about Ron Paul. It's about you. You are the resistance. You. My aunt always says, don't be a follower, be a leader. And I asked my aunt, well, how can I be a leader if I'm being a hypocrite? Because I would have followers. My aunt said, well, leave the following to the indulgent, but teach them how to become leaders. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I mean, it gets into the ideas of voluntarism and the difference between owning yourself and being subjugated to ownership of the corporate class. So, and there's a lot of theories on that, and people don't realize what they're saying when they say things like, oh, we just need better leaders. They have no idea. They are status, and they don't even think that they are, And it's so sad, because people who even proclaim that they're libertarians are actually status, just from the very things that they say. And God forbid you should take the law into your own hands. Why would you even say that if you're a libertarian? The very fact that you say that shows that you have no belief in a human being being able to decide for themselves what's right and what's wrong. That makes you a statist. I'm sorry. Until you can evolve past the state itself, you're still a statist. That's why I think the movement of Ron Paul is great, but we still need to evolve past that. And I think that's what Ron Paul was trying to put across to begin with. I think that's why I would hope to think that that's why he kind of gave up, because he didn't want people to rely on him. He wanted people to become like him, a leader of themselves. Russian experts predict Obama will declare martial law in America by the end of 2012. This is by Susan Postle off of OccupyCorporatism.com. She's right on. I mean, she's always at the front lines reporting exactly what needs to be said. Igor Panarin, dean of the Russian Foreign Ministry School for Future Diplomats, believes that President Obama will announce martial law by the end of 2012. He explains, quote, there's a 45% chance right now that disintegration will occur. In 2009, Panarin lectured at the Diplomatic Academy, where he said that he believes that the U.S. will begin to collapse in 2010. He compared America to Nazi Germany and blamed the U.S. for the global financial crisis that destroyed the Russian economy. Panarin said that American society is in decline, referencing school shootings like Columbine, combined with the banker bailouts in 2008 as proof that the U.S. is no longer the global dominating economy, and of course also the fact that China is dumping the U.S. dollar, the fact that Russia is actually diversifying its portfolios outside the U.S. dollar. So there's a lot of countries that are going away from the U.S. dollar. This is going to really shock the economy towards the end. Panarin said that American society is in decline, referencing school shootings like Columbine. Okay, I already went over that. So combined with banker bailouts in 2008 as proof that the U.S. is no longer the global dominating economy, Panarin believes that the American dream is over. He asserts that mass immigration, economic decline, and moral degradation will plunge America into a civil war that will center on the collapse of the U.S. dollar. Panarin created a map of how he perceived the U.S. would divide. He asserted that parts of the U.S. would be taken over